that all men have inalienable rights to think freely, to talk freely, to write freely their own opinions, and to counter or utter or write upon the opinions of others.
This is from the Creed of the Church of Scientology. Hey everybody, I'm Holly, aka the ScientoloGeek, and welcome to episode 39 of Going Over the Data series. So we're going to be able to finish an entire policy today, no two-parters. It's only about 3 pages, but we're going to learn about some final points that should be on a check sheet for targets, a program sheet. We're going to learn about things that an evaluator should do to make sure that an evaluation is done properly and carried out properly. So if you don't know, I am taking on Mark Headley's birthday game challenge, which means that I want to get my stats up as high as possible by March 13th, which is the day of L. Ron Hubbard's big birthday game event, which all the orgs participate in every year. So like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share, comment, do what you got to do. Spread that awareness, and let's get these numbers up. If you want access to any of the base orders, flag orders, any of the volumes, any of the stuff that I have in the Google Drive folder, feel free to email me at scientologeek@gmail.com, or you can go to the Discord server, link in the description, and then hit me up from there with a valid Gmail address, because I am sending these out through email invites and not through shareable links. So without further ado, let's get started. Here we cover the HCO policy letter of the 25th of November, 1973, issue 1, called Final Targets.
The first, foremost, and most usual reason evaluations fail is because the programs to handle are not done. The evaluator, with all the study for an ideal scene, the exhaustive search for data, and the collection and count of outpoints and plus points, with the discovery thereafter of the right why and the brightest of ideas to handle, may yet be totally defeated by the simple fact that no one ever chases up the target execution and gets the program really and honestly done. You can even have someone who's responsible for getting his program executed only to find they are themselves issuing additional or even contrary orders, or even issuing whole new programs which have no relation to evaluation at all. Circumstances have been found where a person with the duty of getting targets done was so deficient in the ability to confront that he accepted any excuse at all and was even pushed over into other subjects. The remedy for this, of course, is HCOB 21st of November 73, The Cure of Q&A, Man's Deadliest Disease. It can be so bad that persons entrusted with target execution did not even speak to or approach any person who had a target to do, while not reporting at all or reporting marvelous progress with the program.
I agree, communication needs to be done in order for a team to work.
So, sad to have to relate, it is not enough to be a fantastic and able evaluator. If the program is never truly done, the evaluation is merely a mental exercise. The ability to supervise and obtain cooperation and execution is mandatory for the skill of any evaluator. HCO Policy September 1st, 73, Admin Know-How number 30, and HCOPL 15th of October 73 from the AKH series, Administrative Skill, give the evaluator some of the additional data he needs to obtain execution of his programs. One can say right here that the thought, oh well, I'm just a sort of technician here and it's not really up to me to run things. I just evaluate and it's up to them to see that they carry it out, is very likely to occur. But if one's repute as an evaluator is to be established, it will come about because the existing scene moved up markedly toward or became the ideal scene. If that does not occur, then seniors or workers don't blame the supervisors or communicators, they blame the evaluator. Oh, he evaluated the building situation and look, the whole situation went to hell. No justice at all. The data and why and all the rest were quite right. The on-paper evaluation was perfect. It would have handled the hell out of it, but lamentably the program was just never done. Altered or falsely reported or untouched, the targets just weren't done. So the test of an evaluation is, did it move the existing scene toward or attain the ideal scene? And that cannot occur without the program being fully and totally and correctly done. See also the policy not dones, half dones, and backlogs for more data on this.
I'm pretty sure we already went over this. I don't remember if we have or not.
Thus, it's vital that 4 final targets exist on every evaluation. These are: fourth from last number of the evaluation program. Verify from personal inspection of the existing evidence or the scene itself that every target has been fully done without omission, alteration, falsehood, or exaggerated reports. Third from last, look at current statistics and the results of the above inspection and the situation of this evaluation as written above, and see if the situation is no longer a threat. second from last. Look again at the ideal seen as written above, then look at the above two targets and further investigate and see if the ideal seen has now been approached more closely or attained. Last target. A. If the above three targets do not show a favorable approach toward or attainment of the ideal scene, gather new data, investigate further, and reevaluate. Or B. If the ideal scene has been more closely approached or attained, the following commendations or awards are assigned. This signifies the conclusion of the evaluation. Note the last four targets may be made available on a mimeograph sheet for the use of an evaluator in ending off his evaluation. By using this program ending, it's abundantly clear to all those concerned with the evaluation, including the evaluator, that the program and its successful execution are an integral part of an evaluation. Unless the program is fully, truthfully, and successfully done, an evaluation alone cannot remedy any situation and the ideal scene will not be attained. The reason for and the final objective of any evaluation is the approach toward or attainment of the ideal scene.
So, what did we cover today? Overall, I think Hubbard could have gotten this whole thing down to 1 point. So, it essentially all boils down to make sure that the targets in a program are executed properly and make sure that the ideal scene is attained, or at least approached in some capacity. But we went through the 4 final targets that needed to be included at the end of every evaluation, including verifying through personal inspection that all the targets were done properly without falsehoods or any changes. We have to look at stats and inspection results to see if the situation is still a threat as it originally was. We need to see if the ideal scene has been approached or attained. If not, then we need to do a reevaluation after doing another inspection and looking at more data. But if it has been attained or approached, then there's a possibility of commendations or awards in the works. Again, there's not much to really go over. Hubbard just rambled a lot in this. And personally, I think that's what's taking up a lot of time in this series, is Hubbard rambling about things that he could have defined in 2 sentences, maybe 2 paragraphs. What are you going to do? This is Hubbard. This is what Scientology is. So, strap in, and I will talk to all of you later. See ya.